R.I.P. on me, TT. The melanin on me, my cheekbone is native, the soil is my where I walk. Some beavers on me, my nigga, go figure my make enemy scoff. Admit it, your energy off. My frequency killing you soft. I show people love that act like they above it, but switch when they see me, I'm lost. I tell the truth when I talk. Niggas wanna be me. I used to sleep in the car till my girl went and crashes in car. Now I got a crib down the street. Young niggas made it so far. I never lose what I'm on. For now I'm cool being me. But I need you to match what I'm on. How you wanna play games when I won? Ay, I play with cash for the fun. Women looking at me, she think I'm needing her on. I'm doing me for me, hun. I never needed no one. I never bleed around sharks. They're saying you are what you eat, but she wanted me to be lunch. God body from the turf, my hair in the breeze. Bitch, I'm Farrakhan, keep the peace. I look out for me.
Yeah, fuck about what they say, I can't hear them from the clouds. Ay. I don't talk too much, but these diamonds talking loud. Ay. And I'm turning heads, got these bitches going out. Ay. Fuck about what they say, what they say, what they say. Yeah, I can't hear them from the clouds.
Down the soul vibe, always down the side. I've been real from the jump start. It's just part of my design. I've been self-made, you know the bills paid. I finished part to self-prescribe. You want a real one? Well, I'm the real thing. I'm running rampant through a mind. Ay, yeah. I never lose what I'm on. I'm always cool with being me. They never match what I'm on. I play with cash for the fun. God body from the turf, my hair in the breeze. I'm Farrakhan, keep the peace. I look out for me.
Yeah, fuck about what they say, I can't hear them from the clouds. Ay. I don't talk too much, but these diamonds talking loud. Ay. And I'm turning heads, got these bitches going out. Ay. Fuck about what they say, what they say, what they. Fuck about what they say.
Yo, mic check. Let's get a mic check. Get a mic check. We good. We're gonna make this real fast. Real fast, man. Real quick. Yo, what's up? Y'all seen the thumbnail, man? I am your host, Kituko X Kihinde. I'm up in this bitch. Oh, excuse me. I'm trying not to cuss. Let's get this part started. Shout out to do job, man. Yo, if you're new here, man, make sure y'all like the video, share the video, man, and comment, man. Let me know what y'all think about this subject, man. We finna talk about some shit, though. We're gonna talk about the Titanic. Y'all probably wouldn't expect me to talk about, but we talking about this shit, though. The Titanic, man, because y'all know, well, we don't know yet, but matter of fact, just drop this disclaimer before I get started. How about we do?
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research.
Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Now, back to Yuki Tuko.
All right, that was for YouTube because I can't go live on YouTube. So I might not even edit the video, but I gotta record the video. When I go live, I'm just gonna upload them to YouTube. So, but anyway, man, we about to talk about the Titanic, man, cause y'all know the Titanic, man. There was some foul play went on with the Titanic, man. Allegedly foul play, man. How y'all like my blurred background? Y'all ain't let me know, man. How y'all like their blurred background, man? I'm just trying out some shit. But check this out, though. Do y'all know that Titanic went down, man? They said it was an iceberg. It hit an iceberg and shit, man. They got so many stories going on with that Titanic shit, man. But it's just like any other conspiracy that go on in America and around the world. Trust me, it's the same bullshit. If they tell you one lie, they gotta tell you another one and another one and another one. Then that thing, 400 plus years go by, and they still telling lies. Whoa. Can I get an amen? Somebody talk black to me. I stole that from somebody. But anyway, though, for real though, that's some real shit. But let me tell y'all something though, man. That Titanic, man, let me tell y'all, when that Titanic went down, man, it was some millionaires on that Titanic. Got that shit. Billionaires and millionaires on that Titanic, on that ship. And the ship was goddamn, the millionaires on the ship was millionaires that they opposed the central banking system in America. They opposed this shit. I figured they were gonna do something about it. They had the money to do something about that shit. And all of a sudden, this shit, it just went down. It just so happened to just go down with all these millionaires on the ship. Come on now. Come on now. Is that a red flag or what? Red flag. It went down with all these millionaires on there. They just so happen to be opposing the central bank system. Y'all don't know what the central banking is. We're gonna go straight to that right now. We're gonna look at it. They was against the central banking system. Let me tell y'all something. And that ship, man, it was owned by the J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan, we're going to look at him too. He was a millionaire banker. And he was a banker for the Rothschild, man, the Rothschilds. I might have time to look them up, but I'm finna show y'all these motherfuckers. And these was the bankers of the Pope and the Vatican. We're going to look at a video on the Titanic too, man. I'm going to take y'all around. I know it's early or late, but we don't live by time around here. I'm sorry. We just do not. We on a whole different, hey, they up in Africa. Y'all go to sleep. We up. We trying to learn something. But y'all check this out though, man. Y'all see this. Let's check out the. But let me tell y'all, it was some millionaires. Y'all look them up. I ain't even finna look them up. A dude named John Jacob Astor, and there's a dude named Isidore Strauss, and got doing Benjamin Guggenheim and others on the ship that died. All these people died. They died on this ship. So check this out. The central banking system, this is what they was opposed to, just to let y'all know. The central banking system. A central bank, a reserve bank, a monetary authority is an institution that manages the currency and the money policy of the country, or a monetary union. It's the monetary system of the whole, all this shit. This man ran this shit. They were starting over there in America, see. In contrast to a commercial bank, a central bank possesses a monopoly on increasing the monetary base. Look, many central banks also have a supervisory power to ensure the stability of commercial banks. And look, commercial bank is a financial institution which accepts deposits from the public and gives loans for purposes of consumption and investment to make profit. They're a commercial bank, man. In their jurisdiction to prevent bank runs. And a bank run is a goddamn when the people thinking something going on with the bank and they start withdrawing their money out the bank. They thinking the bank about to go bankrupt or something. Look, here you go right here. A bank run is a run on a bank. Occurs when many clients withdraw their money from a bank. Watch out, man. Watch out. Didn't I just tell you? You just finna walk. Excuse me, y'all. We got a caveman in here right now. There's a real caveman in here right now. I done told him one time he want me to put him on blast, I guess. I told him on live. He's still trying to. Come on, man. But anyway, man, excuse me. God, where I was at? When the bank run, when people want to withdraw their money, put it like that. There just go. Cause I ain't know if I'm able to get through it. In some cases, also enforce policies on financial consumer protection and against bank fraud, money laundering, and terrorism financing. That's just some bullshit. Central banks in most developed nations are usually set up to be intuitional, independent from political interference. See, they are separate from everything. They supposed to be, but all this shit political. All of it political. The Titanic going down was political. Yes. You know it political. It got millionaires on that big. Even though the government typically have governing rights over them. Legislative body exercise scrutiny, and certain banks frequently do show responsiveness to politics. Thank you. Show that's facts. Issues like central bank independence, central bank policies, and rhetoric in central bank governors' discourse are the premise of macroeconomics policies. Let's see. Macroeconomics is a branch of economics that deals with the performance, structure, behavior, or decision making of the economy as a whole. God damn. God damn. This includes regional, national, and global economies. God damn. They trying to run the world. Monetary, what the other state and are focused on the contentions and criticism of some policymakers. Fuck that. But anyway, let's see why I want to read this. The notion of central banks is a separate category from other banks has emerged gradually and only fully coincide in the 20th century. Now, this is the 20th century. This is what we going through. This is what we done been through. In the aftermath of World War I, we always talking about World War I. World War I, that shit went down. There was a lot of shit going on all around the world in the Middle East. Hitler and the word that rhymed with people were running this shit right now. Anyway, allegedly. Leading central bankers of the United Kingdom and the United States, respectively. Montagu Norman, there go Montagu Norman, English banker known for his, what it say? I can't even see it, but we ain't gonna worry about it. He an English banker. And the old Benjamin Strong, a governor of Federal Reserve Bank of New York for 14 years to his death. These people, man, I don't even know if I want to keep reading this, man. Fuck this, though. Let's go to JP Morgan. Hold up. Let me take y'all to JP Morgan, man. Let's read up on JP Morgan right quick. Y'all, here's a big name. He ran the Titanic. It's the man who owned the Titanic, matter of fact. And my thing, why would these millionaires even get on a ship? That a motherfucker, that a dude that own that shit, that going against everything what he stand for. How'd you get on this ship? They didn't know that was his ship. They didn't know it was his ship. Well, goddamn, Billy. Well, damn, Billy. You didn't know it was a ship, Billy? They knew what was going on. Let's check out JP Morgan. Hold up. Got something for y'all. Gonna make this big when we can see this nigga. Got it right here. Hold up. We get JP Morgan up there. We gonna get JP Morgan up there. He think he gonna get away. He think he here right now. But it's his son taking over his shit now. Y'all know that. It's JP Morgan Jr. Yes, same name and everything. So let's check out JP Morgan here, y'all. This is the dude who owned the goddamn. He owned the goddamn. What's the name, man? He owned the Titanic. It's the man right here. He owned the Titanic. We're going to read up on your boy, JP Morgan. There you go right there. Look at him. His son look just like him, too. His son look just like him. JP Morgan. John Pierpont. Pierpont Morgan. That's him. He was an American financier and an investment banker who dominated corporate finance on Wall Street. Y'all remember Wall Street, don't you? Wall Street. Y'all remember Wall Street? Let's check out Wall Street. Wall Street is a street in the financial district of Lower Manhattan in New York City. 8 city blocks long, and it runs between Broadway and west of South Street and East River in the east. The term Wall Street has become a metonym for the financial markets. And we're going to leave it right there. Wall Street, throughout the Gilded Age and the Progressive Era, man. This man ran it all this whole time, JP Morgan. As the head of the banking firm that ultimately became known as JP Morgan and Company. He was the driving personal force behind the wave of industrial consolidation in the United States and the turn of the 20th century. JP Morgan, the man owned the ship, the Titanic. Remember, over the course of his career on Wall Street, Morgan spearheaded the formation of several prominent multinational corporations, including the United States Steel, y'all see that, International Harvester, General Electric, y'all know that, y'all remember that sign, General Electric Company, GE. He and his partners also held controlling interests in numerous other American businesses, including the Eastern Western Union, Pullman Car, and 21 Railroad. This man owned a lot of shit. Through his holding, Morgan exercised numerous influences over capital market and the United States. During the Panic of 1907, he organized a coalition that saved America monetary system from collapse. So in 1907, he been running this shit. He been running this shit since 1907. Like he saved it or something. As the Progressive Era leading finance of Morgan dictation to efficiency and modernization helped transform the shape of American economy. See? So Adrian Woodard, he an author. He characterized goddamn Morgan as a great banker. Morgan died in Rome, Italy, and he died in his sleep. Ain't no telling what's up with that. That probably was foul play there too. Allegedly. So at the age of 75, estimated fortune of $80 million. equivalent to 2.4 billion in 2022. Oh, hallelujah. That man had that money on. We ain't gonna go into a childhood. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. What we gonna do? We finna look at this video on the Titanic right quick. You know what? I should show. Hold on. You know what? I'm gonna show them. We're gonna look at the Rothschilds after this. I should show them right now. I should show them right now. Y'all want to see the Rothschild, man? Before y'all see this. I don't know, man. I don't know. Women looking at me, she think I'm needing her on. I'm doing me for me, hun. I never needed no one. I never bleed around. I don't know, man. You are what you eat, but she wanted me to be lunch. You know what? Let's just look at this. Let's check out this video, but we're gonna put up this disclaimer for one more time, cause y'all already know we're doing this for educational and informational purposes only, and entertainment purposes only.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research.
Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Now, back to Yuki Tuko.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That was my robots, E1, A1, and E1. Y'all hear them y'all hear them all the time, man. On my attention span videos. But I got a progress report too. I'm finna upload to a little quick little clip of the bathroom. Show y'all what the bathroom looking like in the restaurant, man. It going down, man. Shout out to my homeboy, my bro over there in Africa. Gabon. Bonjour, bonsoir, mon frère. Ça va? Ça va bien ici? And tout le monde, ça va? So check this out, y'all. Let's look at this video right quick on the Titanic. Gonna break everything down, y'all. Just listen.
The Titanic's sinking remains one of the most captivating stories ever told. While countless movies, documentaries, and miniseries have recounted the tragedy, whispers of something beyond the iceberg collision persist. Did the unsinkable ship truly meet its end by striking ice, or was a darker force at play? Survivors' accounts hinting at more sinister causes fuel the mystery. This video takes a look at these claims, questioning whether the iceberg was truly the Titanic's doom. And exploring the chilling possibility of a cursed Egyptian mummy on board. The Titanic was switched. The year was 1912. The world held its breath as the mighty Titanic,
going from survival mode my whole life to having enough money to take my kids on vacation. I had no idea.
Commercial.
Sank beneath the icy waves of the North Atlantic. This wasn't supposed to happen. This ship was dubbed unsinkable, yet it lay broken and cold in the depths. But in recent years, a whisper has emerged from the shadows of the internet. A story so unbelievable it tickles the edges of our fascination. What if it wasn't the Titanic that sank? What if it was another ship, a clever imposter? Juicy tidbit, isn't it?
See, they got so many stories, man. It's so many stories they got for this Titanic, though. And I'm just going with the J.P. Morgan shit, though. But they got stories, like I said, they got a mummy that was on board. They talking about they switched ships and everything went on with this shit, man. It's a fascinating story.
isn't it? Insurance scams and ship swaps, it all sounds like something out of a movie. And that is part of the draw. We humans love a good mystery, especially when it involves the rich and powerful. So, it's no surprise that this theory, claiming the Titanic was actually the Olympic, another White Star Line ship, has gained some traction. See, back in 1911, the Olympic met with trouble. During a voyage from England to New York, it collided with a warship which damaged its hull. It sailed back to Belfast, its home port, for repairs. After getting patched up, the Olympic continued its journey.
They talking about they switched the ships now. Right now, they switched them. What? What? Big ass ships.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing. It needed further repairs in March 1912, just weeks before the Titanic was due to make its maiden voyage. Some reckon that the people in charge, maybe the shipping company or some shadowy figures, decided the Olympic was too badly damaged to make money anymore. So they hatched a crazy plan. Switch it with the brand new Titanic. They imagined they could sink the damaged ship and collect a big, fat insurance payout. Who cares if people died, right? However, there are a few major cracks in this theory.
Remember, all this is allegedly. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know them red flags.
Experts like Kent Layton, who wrote a whole book about seafaring conspiracies, point out that the Titanic's insurance wouldn't even cover the cost of replacing the Olympic, let alone make them rich. So, even if they swapped the ships, it wouldn't have been a profitable scheme. Gareth Russell, a British historian who has studied the Titanic for years, doesn't mince words when it comes to this theory. He thinks it's so far-fetched, so utterly implausible, that it's almost funny. Why? Well, for starters, the Titanic and the Olympic weren't just sisters. They were practically twins. They looked similar, sure, but inside they were different. Different layouts, different decorations, and even different engines. Swapping
So they looked from the outside, they looked the same pretty much. That's what they saying.
them in a secret week-long operation would be like trying to sneak a giraffe into a zebra costume. It wouldn't work, not even close. People on board, from the captain to the crew, would have noticed something fishy right away. Russell points out that if the owners really wanted to collect insurance, they could have just accidentally damaged the ship while it was docked. Maybe a small fire. Something contained and believable. That way they get the money without putting anyone in danger or risking a giant iceberg in the middle of the ocean. Much less messy, much less morally reprehensible. So while the idea of a sneaky ship swap might sound like something out of a spy movie, the reality is far less glamorous. The evidence just doesn't add up. The Curse of the Mummy. One of the many lives lost on the Titanic belonged to William Stead, a famous British editor with a head full of fascinating and sometimes
Here go the curse of the mummy. Y'all heard it. This finna be crazy here now. It crazy.
strange ideas. Unlike most, Stead wasn't just concerned with earthly matters. He was a big believer in strange things, in spirits and messages from beyond the grave. In fact, a few years before the Titanic sank, he had been convinced that a grumpy, cursed mummy lurking in the British Museum was responsible for a string of bad luck plaguing London. Fires, accidents, and even the weather seemed to bend to the ancient artifact's will, according to Stead. This wasn't just his quirky personal.
And see this one right here. I don't believe this though. I don't believe this. Now the JP Morgan shit with him owning that ship and with them millionaires on there, bankers. If you got a ship with millionaires on that bit, man, you're gonna make sure everything right. It was something went on with the binoculars. I don't know if this video gonna tell it, but they couldn't even get to the binoculars to see the iceberg where they hit. Cause the binoculars just so happens supposed to be locked up in some type of containment in the ship. I don't even know if this video gonna show it, but I don't know. But anyway, check it out.
Belief. Back then, many folks, especially those in powerful positions, had a tendency to blame misfortune on the people whose lands they had conquered. Mysterious happenings in places like Egypt or Native American burial grounds were often chalked up to angry spirits seeking revenge. It was an easy way to explain the unexplainable, and a convenient way to dismiss the voices and concerns of those whose cultures and lands had been disrupted. Now, as the Titanic sailed towards its fateful encounter with the iceberg, William Stead, the enthusiastic editor with a penchant for the paranormal,
Damn, my bad.
resist regaling fellow passengers with his latest theory, the curse of the vengeful mummy. His captivating tales of the ancient artifact's wrath, supposedly responsible for London's recent misfortunes, were a welcome distraction from the monotony of the long voyage. Little did anyone know that these chilling stories would take on a new, tragic dimension after the unthinkable happened. When the Titanic met its icy demise, one survivor managed to reach New York and recount Stead's chilling tales to the press. The media, hungry for any angle.
We're just gonna stop it for a little second. I don't even know if I'm gonna play the whole thing though.
On the disaster devoured the story. Newspapers across the country splashed sensational headlines across their front pages, weaving a spooky narrative about the mummy's revenge. The narrative spoke of an ancient Egyptian princess, preserved as a mummy, who brought misfortune wherever she went. After being dug up from her tomb, the mummy was said to have caused a string of deaths and disasters across the country. Frightened by the curse, British art collectors and museum workers desperately wanted to get rid of the mummy. An adventurous American archaeologist saw the whole thing as a thrilling opportunity. Ignoring his colleagues' warnings about the mummy's wrath, he bought the artifact and set sail for New York, eager to study his prize.
I believe that, but I don't believe it had nothing to do with the Titanic.
But fate had other plans. The archaeologist, along with his cursed cargo, boarded none other than the RMS Titanic. The spooky story of the cursed mummy sailing off on the Titanic might...
But then again, you never know though. You never know. Tell the truth. You never know. You never know. Anything, I believe anything possible though. Cause it's just like this. If you can think about it, it's possible. If you can fathom it, it's possible. And if it's physical, you can get it. You can have it.
Might make for a chilling campfire tale, but in reality, it's all wet. Turns out, the unlucky mummy everyone blames is still safely tucked away in the British Museum, where it's been for over a century. No ancient mummy hitched a ride on the doomed ship, despite what some folks might say. That hasn't stopped some people from blaming the mummy for the ship's tragic.
Okay, so no, it wasn't no mummy on the ship. See? Just like that.
Again, the legend
I ain't believe it anyway.
Seems to have a life of its own, even without any evidence to back it up. It seems some folks prefer a good ghost story over the cold, hard facts. Sunk by a German U-boat. The Titanic's sinking still ranks as one of history's worst maritime disasters. This colossal tragedy happened just 2 years before the First World War erupted, causing some to whisper a darker possibility. Did a German U-boat, a type of stealthy underwater warship, actually send the unsinkable ship to its doom?
Now, that's another thing could have happened, man. There was some people, they got witness. I don't know if they did the video, because I done watched, I don't know how many videos on this shit, though. But some people, they got witnesses that people heard some booms, like at the bottom of the ship, like something, some torpedo hit them, man, from a goddamn submarine or something. So that ain't had nothing to do with no big iceberg.
If this theory were true, it would change the story of the Titanic dramatically. It wouldn't just be a tragic accident, but a deliberate act of violence, an omen of the brutal warfare to come. After all, in 1915, just 3 years later, a German U-boat would torpedo the Lusitania, another British ocean liner, killing over 1,000 people. The similarities spark suspicion. The Titanic's icy tomb lay undisturbed for decades, until a team of explorers finally located it in 1985. Nestled deep in the Atlantic, the ship's right side, or starboard, was firmly lodged in the seabed. This was the same side that had met its fatal match with an iceberg off Newfoundland 73 years earlier, on April 14, 1912. Using a special technology called sub-profiling, researchers peered into the sunken vessel's hull. Their digital images revealed a chilling detail. 6 rivets like tiny metal buttons.
Check it out. Y'all listen to it now. Check it out. Check it out. Don't none of this shit sound right to me at all. None of it. That's why I said what happened though. What the real story was? It foul play? Let me know in the comments what y'all think.
Had popped out of place. This sparked speculation that shoddy construction might have played a role in the disaster. However, there was a catch. These 6 missing rivets only covered a small patch on the hull, about 12 square feet in total. That's barely a pinprick on the side of a massive ship like the Titanic. While it certainly raised questions about the ship's quality, it seemed unlikely that such a tiny area could be solely responsible for the Titanic's rapid sinking. Adding fuel to the conspiracy fire were the accounts of several survivors who claimed the iceberg did not destroy the ship. Both passengers and crew members who testified before the United States Senate
Y'all hear that?
any major impact.
Y'all heard that? They swore that they ain't feel no major impact. And it's some that survived that said that it was not no iceberg. Who y'all believe?
Or heard a loud crash when the Titanic hit the iceberg. To them, it seemingly just grazed the side. But here's the twist. They all described hearing four
It come, hold up. After the commercial, hold up. Here it come. Check this out. Listen.
distinct reports, almost like muffled explosions, coming from deep within the ship after it brushed against the ice. The natural explanation was
See, they heard some muffled explosion. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that's what it said. I ain't taking it back either.
boiler malfunctions or internal pressure issues, but some couldn't help but wonder, could these have been torpedoes instead? The idea of a sneaky German submarine lurking in the icy waters, silently firing on the supposedly unsinkable liner, was certainly chilling. Adding to the confusion, survivors huddled.
Cause see, a submarine, they want to know who did that shit. The people boy gonna feel it, but it gonna go down though. They just want that bit to go down to make it look like an accident, allegedly. So them they can kill them people, man. They killed them people, man. That's what they do. That's what they do, man. That shit was political, motherfucker.
Huddled in lifeboats reported seeing a searchlight in the distance,
Right.
giving them hope for rescue. They believed it came from the Californian, another ship nearby. But this hope was dashed when Captain Stanley Lord of the Californian firmly denied their claims. He insisted the light wasn't his and that another vessel stood between him and the Titanic.
Like he would even say he had anything to do with that shit. All them people died. That wasn't my light. I ain't had shit to do with nothing.
This claim was backed up by some of his crew. They swore they saw an unidentified ship 5 to 6 miles away, even up until around 2 a.m. Some speculated that it could have been a submarine, surfacing after maybe causing the disaster and then vanishing into the night. It's important to note that this wasn't the Carpathia, the real rescue ship that arrived later.
See, they let you know though, them people know what they saw, man. Know what they saw. They seen some shit out there after the explosion. They seen a light out in the water. And they said it could have been the submarine coming back up after it done bombed that bit.
The identity of the unknown ship remains a matter of intense debate. Some, particularly in the wake of World War I, suspected it could have been a German U-boat. German submarine technology was indeed advanced in this period, and U-boats were known to operate in the North Atlantic. However, there's no concrete evidence to support this claim. The possibility of a deliberate attack.
But my thing is, they know them U-boats, them German U-boats operate over there in that part of the sea. Why is they even out there? Y'all know they got submarine that capable of this shit. Why they even out there with these millionaires on this boat, on this ship?
Attack or accidental collision with the Titanic remains purely speculative. J.P. Morgan's plan. The Titanic's sinking has long been tangled in the web of conspiracy theory.
Oh, J.P.
And one of these claims centers around the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank. This theory suggests that the disaster wasn't an accident, but a deliberate ploy to get rid of influential people who opposed the creation of the central bank. Several wealthy men aboard the Titanic's maiden voyage, including John Jacob Astor IV, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus, were vocal critics of the proposed Fed. Some believe that J.P. Morgan, a powerful financier pushing for the bank's establishment, orchestrated the tragedy to eliminate these opponents. This theory hinges on the idea
his opponents is on his ship. His opponents is on his ship.
That Morgan somehow planned and caused the ship to sink, silencing his rivals in the process. J.P. Morgan, a name that still resonates with power in the world of finance, he earned his nickname, the Napoleon of Wall Street, not through flashy displays, but through shrewd business moves and an iron grip on the financial world. He played a key role in the rise of American industrial giants like General Electric, United States Steel, and International Harvest.
Told y'all. We just read up on that shit now.
And when the American banking system teetered on the brink during the panic of 1907, it was Morgan, with his deep pockets and even deeper influence, who stepped in and steered the country back from the edge. But Morgan's reach extended far beyond Wall Street. He was also a tight...
They trying to play like he was some savior of the American economy and shit back in 1907 and shit like that. Like they want to play like he's some type of hero. But if he was a hero then in 1907 to the people of America, he's a hero. He running the whole economy. If he feel like he saved it, you know he the one running that shit.
Of the shipping industry, owning the International Mercantile Marine Company, which in turn controlled the White Star Line. The White Star Line was the proud owner of that magnificent, ill-fated vessel, the Titanic. It's no surprise that Morgan's name would come up when whispers about the Titanic's sinking and shadowy motives began to swirl. J.P. Morgan had even attended the Titanic's grand launch in 1911, marveling at the ship's luxurious amenities. In fact, he'd splurged on a personal suite for the maiden voyage, a private haven with a promenade deck and a bathtub boasting custom-made cigar holders.
Y'all heard that? J.P. Morgan, when they first launched the Titanic, he was on the ship. He was on that bit. He didn't stay on it though.
Talk about luxury. But something surprising happened. Just before the big day, Morgan had a change of heart, opting instead to stay at a posh French resort and indulge in relaxing massages and soothing sulfur baths. This last-minute switch, of course, could he have known something the rest of us didn't? That
right before the lunch, he didn't stay on the ship. He did something. He went somewhere else. Tell me, did he know what was going on? What was about to happen? Did he know? Man,
that the supposedly unsinkable ship was actually doomed? Conspiracy theory.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not.
Theories sprung up like weeds, whispering of Morgan's inside knowledge and his clever escape from disaster. However, these theories haven't held much water with Titanic experts. Folks like George Behe, Don Lynch, and Ray Lepian have presented more plausible explanations for Morgan's change of plans. Perhaps business obligations cropped up, or maybe, just maybe, he simply decided he'd rather soak in baths than brave the Atlantic.
No, we ain't doing no perhaps nothing or no maybe nothing. We want to know the real reason why he got off that ship. We want to know the real reason. We don't want to do the perhaps and maybes and shit. We know it was foul play.
Atlantic. So, while the Titanic's demise remains a tragic chapter, Morgan's last-minute change of plans is best understood as a personal choice.
Personal choice.
Sunk by pack ice. Many people remember the Titanic sinking after hitting an iceberg in the cold North Atlantic.
We got another theory, pack ice, but hey, we really ain't paying. I really don't even want to show no more of this video. That's all I want to show, really. But we're gonna look at this here though.
Atlantic. Well, that's what most believe. Captain L.M. Collins, someone who knew a lot about ice and ships.
And we ain't got nothing else to do but get to this work.
Wasn't just anyone when it came to ice. He used to work in a special service all about ice dangers for ships. Captain Collins looked at three important things: witness statements from people who saw the disaster, his own experience navigating ships through icy waters, and the damage done to the Titanic. Based on all these clues, he came to a surprising conclusion. The Titanic didn't hit a single big iceberg, but something different. He believed it struck a huge area of thick, hard ice called pack ice. This pack ice isn't just any...
They done made up some shit, pack ice. They made up some shit. They said it didn't hit a big iceberg, but it hit a pack ice. some shit.
Ice. It's been frozen for years in the Arctic, making it extra strong and dangerous. So instead of one big bump, Captain Collins thought the Titanic might have scraped and crunched along this field of tough ice, causing lots of smaller damages that added up to a big disaster.
No way.
In his book, The Sinking of the Titanic, Captain Collins dives deeper into the events leading up to the tragedy. He describes how, about 10 minutes before the sinking, the lookout saw something strange on the horizon. It looked like a hazy area of white, stretching about 20 degrees in both directions from the front of the ship. But Captain Collins argues that this wasn't just regular haze.
Remember, they seen something, but they ain't had no binocular. That's what they just showed. They ain't had no binocular.
He believes it was actually a massive stretch of pack ice, a field of thick, hardened ice that had been floating in the Arctic for years. The lookouts described the ice as being around 60 feet high, a surprising height. But according to other accounts, like Quartermaster Rowe, who saw it from the deck,
iceberg, right ahead! On the starboard!
the fourth officer, Boxhall, even claimed differences in how high the ice seemed. Captain Collins explains that there's a special trick the icy ocean can play on your eyes. He calls it an optical phenomenon. When the sea is flat and the air is incredibly cold, things close to the water can look distorted. Imagine if you were standing on a frozen lake. It's a bit like a mirage.
They always making up something. Now they talking about some type of mirage and shit. They always making up something to try to explain something away all the time, instead of just coming on with the real shit. They might tell us the truth, cause shit, it's coming out anyway.
But caused by the cold air messing with how light bends. This is why Captain Collins believes the lookouts overestimated the ice's height. They saw this vast white expanse and, tricked by the cold, thought it was towering above them. This helps explain why other people, observing from different angles or with more experience, saw the ice differently. It was all there, but the icy ocean was bending the light and playing tricks on their eyes. Captain Collins didn't just rely on witness statements.
Playing tricks on their eyes. Come on, man.
He also brought science into the picture. He argued that something called the Bernoulli effect proves the Titanic couldn't have hit a big iceberg like everyone believes. Imagine you are blowing on a paper cup with all your might. The harder you blow, the more the cup lifts, right? Captain Collins explained that water works the same way. If the Titanic had smashed into a giant...
The Bernoulli effect. Man, they coming up with some, I'm telling you, all this BS.
Iceberg at its full speed, the water around the impact would have acted like a powerful wind, trying to lift the ice up, would have caused the ice to break apart and slide along the Titanic's side, like a
commercial.
This game, you're not ready for it.
big icy cheese grater scraping against the hull. Now, if the iceberg truly was the size of a hotel, this scraping wouldn't just leave a few scratches. It would have ripped the entire side of the Titanic open, would have sunk the ship instantly, not in the agonizing 2 hours it actually took. It's an intriguing theory, and one that adds another layer of...
It took that big ass ship, went down in 2 hours. Imagine, them people didn't have no time to do shit. They ain't even have enough, like the little lifeboats and shit. They ain't even have enough lifeboat to save everybody. It was real poor planning.
mystery to the already tragic...
Or proper planning, if you're trying to kill some people.
story of the
Some important people.
Titanic. Whether it's the true explanation or not, it highlights the challenges and dangers of navigating through icy waters. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. The Titanic, majestic, unsinkable, or so they thought. This glittering giant of the sea plunged into the icy depths in 1912, taking over 1,500 souls with it. For over a century, countless stories
Killed 1,500 people, and it happened in 1912. I think they launched it in 1911. 1,500 people, man, with them millionaires on there.
bubbled up, tales of hidden fires, rogue waves, even whispers of U-boat attacks. While the iceberg collision is widely accepted, some argue otherwise, like a survivor claiming the iceberg did not destroy the ship. Sure, the iceberg gets the blame, but was it just a bump in the night or a fatal blow from a hidden crack? Some say the ship wasn't built as tough as advertised, its rivets brittle in the freezing water. Others
Let's go right here. We're gonna
the hidden message. In the aftermath of almost every terrible event, whispers start swirling around. People talk about how someone, somewhere, could have seen it coming if they just knew what to pay attention to. It's like these big tragedies leave ghosts behind. Ghosts made of what-ifs and if-onlys. We hear it after assassinations when people point out strange things the victim said or did just before. We hear it after earthquakes with rumors of unusual animal behavior or weird weather patterns days in advance. Even plane crashes get caught up in it with talk of bad dreams or unsettling feelings someone had before boarding. The sinking of the Titanic was no different. There were stories floating around, each one spookier than the last. One popular one said the ship's hull number was actually a hidden message. The story about the Titanic's hull number isn't like most disaster predictions. It doesn't just say bad things were written after.
They talking about the hull number and shit. This all this right here on some superstitious shit.
After the tragedy, this one claims some people saw a warning sign before the ship even sailed. They say people working on the Titanic in Belfast, mostly Catholics, saw a bad omen. Workers thought the number was a nasty message against their religion, something put there by their Protestant bosses. They were so upset, they even stopped working for a while. They refused to put another rivet in until the bosses promised it was all just a coincidence.
And they believe that shit too. Y'all see, they stopped working.
A weird trick of the numbers and the mirror, not some deliberate anti-Catholic plot. The number Harland and Wolff gave the Titanic was 390904. Now, normally that wouldn't be anything special, but here's the twist. When you write that number in longhand and then flip it like you're looking in a mirror, suddenly it spells out something shocking. No Pope. And for these Catholic workers, that was a big deal. Now, hold on. Before we get swept away by
getting numbers and flipping numbers and shit, you can flip some shit around. You making it be something else. That crazy.
This no Pope mystery. Let's step back and see if the legend actually holds water. To be true, it needs two things. The Titanic's number really being, and its workers freaking out over it. Well, the first part falls apart straight away. 390904 wasn't the Titanic's special code or anything. Okay. Official records show her number as 131428, and the shipyard itself called her 401. No secret, no Pope number.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars? Wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If so, you need
for hiding there. The second part crumbles too. Turns out most of the workers at Harland and Wolff, where the Titanic was built, weren't Catholic. They were mainly Protestant. So this idea of spooky messages spooking them doesn't really add up. So while
they debunked that already, the messages.
The no Pope story might sound dramatic, it lacks the basic ingredients to be true. The numbers don't match, and the people it supposedly affected wouldn't have cared anyway. It's more like a racing towards tragedy. Captain Edward Smith, whose name is forever etched in history alongside the Titanic, wasn't just the captain of the ill-fated ship. He was a seasoned sailor with a long and successful career at sea. But the shadow of the Titanic's demise clings to his memory, fueled by whispers and rumors that swirled after that fateful night. Many pointed fingers at Captain Smith, laying the blame for the tragedy at his feet. Some claimed he was pressured by the White Star Line, the Titanic's owner, to maintain a high speed despite the dangers lurking in the icy waters. Others believed he ignored warnings from other ships about the looming threat of icebergs. These accusations were serious, and both the United States and the United Kingdom launched official inquiries to investigate the disaster. Did the White Star Line prioritize speed over safety? Did Captain Smith disregard crucial warnings? Were there any actions that could have prevented the tragedy? When it comes to the Titanic's fateful journey, the question of speed has remained a burning ember. Many believe she sped recklessly toward her doom, with Captain Smith blamed for pushing.
You know, they gotta blame somebody. I know that. They really just want to throw it off of JP Morgan.
the engines despite the risks. The official inquiries delved deep into this, particularly whether J. Bruce Ismay, the White Star Line's boss, pressured Smith to keep up the pace. Here's what the investigations revealed. While the Titanic was indeed moving fast, she never reached her full potential. Unlike popular belief, Captain Smith wasn't chasing records or aiming for an excessively quick crossing. The British inquiry, after carefully examining evidence, concluded that Smith steered the ship according to established practices for someone of his experience. In other words, the speed, though significant, was not considered unreasonable for a well-equipped vessel like the Titanic in those times.
See, they can debunk them theory. They can't debunk the one with J.P. Morgan, though, killing them people. My battery going dead on my phone, but hold on, let's go on and get this over with. Right?
This doesn't mean speed wasn't a factor in the tragedy. The inquiry acknowledged that
we're going to go to the fire right quick.
The fire. Not only did the Titanic face the icy threat of the North Atlantic, but there were rumors about a hidden danger within its very belly. Some believe that a fire sparked within one of the ship's massive coal bunkers had been smoldering away for days before the fateful journey even began. These fires, common on coal-powered ships due to spontaneous combustion, were no small matter. Crew members battled the blaze with hoses, shifting the burning coal around, and even shoveling it directly into the furnaces to quell the flames. This hidden fire has ignited the imaginations of some, leading them to theorize that it may have played a role in the tragedy beyond simply being a nuisance. Some suggest the intense heat weakened the ship's steel hull, making it more vulnerable to the iceberg's impact. Others point to a critical bulkhead separating compartments, theorizing that the fire's damage could have compromised its ability to contain the floodwaters after the collision.
See, all of these theories are plausible, though, but they done debunked most of them except that one.
Some also suspect that shoveling the burning coal into the ship's furnaces pushed the Titanic to maintain its high speed, despite warnings of icebergs. However, most experts cast doubt on this. Expert debunks the notion that the fire could have significantly weakened the watertight bulkhead, making it vulnerable to collapse. He points out that the ship's construction and compartmentalization were designed to withstand such internal pressures. While the fire's true influence on the Titanic's fate remains a topic of debate, one thing is clear: it adds another layer of complexity to this already captivating and tragic story. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.
Guess I gotta hit on with an update. I've been getting to it when I'm up.
Yeah, that's the end of that. Okay, I'm gonna get that done before this goddamn shit get fucked up. But anyway, we're gonna go on and end this thing for my go dead. But I just wanted to show y'all that, man, about the Titanic, man. It's some crazy shit, man. I can do videos like this all day, every day. Every day. It's always content like this because they got too much shit going on, man, in America and around the world. But anyway, man, let me know what y'all think about this video, man, in the comment section. If you're new here, man, like the video. If you're on Facebook, follow me. I think I'm on Twitch. Tuco X Kihinde on Twitch. Tuco X Kihinde on Facebook. Exodus Podcast on Facebook. Exodus Gabon on YouTube. And I'm out of here, man. Y'all goddamn, hey, keep your eyes open, man. Everything that used to be a conspiracy ain't no conspiracy no more. Remember that. And we out of here, man. I'ma holler at y'all, man.